All right. Everyone, today we're going to walk through how to create Facebook lead ad that sends those leads into. Today we're going to walk through how to create Facebook lead ad that sends those leads into. Okay, I was hearing myself on the other computer. So, got that out of the way. So we're going to walk you through how to create a Facebook lead ad and then have that lead ad go to Messenger. So, to kind of give you a quick idea of what that looks like. So we'll have a Facebook ad, and then the Facebook ad is going to then send people over to Facebook Messenger, and then it's going to create a conversation, and then you're going to send them over then to a list of properties, whatever that might be, whatever you're going to promise them. So let's see if I can share my screen here with you guys. Okay. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to go into ManyChat, and inside of ManyChat, we're going to create our flow, our sequence, and that's going to be our chat bot that we're going to create. So once we create that chat bot, then that'll give us a URL, and then we're going to place that URL in the Facebook lead ad. But the idea with a ManyChat or any kind of Facebook Messenger bot is to really be able to create an engaging conversation to either qualify the lead, get more information out of them, and really kind of test the temperature of the lead. So the goal is to extract information from them before we then send them off, promising them whatever information we're going to get. So what we're going to do here, and this can be done several different ways, but we're first going to go to, instead of ManyChat, we're going to go into flows, and then from flow, we're going to choose sequences right here. So we have an example sequence there, but we're going to hit new flow. And for this one, I'm going to say Facebook lead ad to Messenger bot. I'll go ahead and create that. So we need to start off by creating our chatbot message, the first message that we're gonna use here. So I have one that I started to build and play with already, and it basically says, "Hi there." And what I'm going to do actually, this I'm going to use their first name. So I'm going to go here and press on this little person here and choose first name. Right, so it'll pull their first name right here. So it's like, "Hey, Travis, in order for us to make sure we give you the best experience, would you please answer a few questions? Are you planning on buying or selling a home in the near future?" So from that, what we're going to do is create some buttons here. So I'm going to say buying as the button title, and then for that, we're then going to send them to another message here. But first, we'll build out the buttons here. This would say selling, and this one here would say both. Right. So we give them 3 different options that they can choose from. We can see the example here, right? The experience that they're going to have here. So I'm going to go to my previous draft, one that I was starting to build, and I'm going to say. Ask them a few more questions here. So now that we have our buttons built out, we're then going to send another message. If they click on this, send them another message. If they click on this, right, send them another message. So we'll hit send message, which auto creates then basically a response message here at default, right? And this one says send message 1. So we're going to say what We're going to title this, what property type? And we'll click on this to then basically deliver the response. So thank you. What type of property are you interested in buying, right? So we're kicking up another set of questions here. So before I get deeper into that one, we'll go back to the original message. So we have buying, right, which is set up. So they click on this, it says then what property type. It's going to send what property type message here. So if I want to do the same with selling, I can, or if I go both, I can do that as well, right? So with selling though, I'm probably going to want to send them a different message because their experience is going to be different. So if I go over here, I'm going to go to my previous draft one I started to create. And for selling, I'm going to hit selling right here, and then I'm going to send message. So we go back to this message here, and we'll edit this. First, I'll drop in the text here, and then I'll say selling. I'll title the selling time frame. All right, so we'll start from the beginning, kind of work backwards a little bit here. Let's give me a little warning side here because I don't have anything set up for both just yet. So we'll play with these for now, and we'll build this in a second. So we have buying. So if they click on buying, then it's then going to send them to what property type message, right? If they hit selling, then it's going to send them to selling time frame. So, what is your time frame for hiring an agent to list your home? So what we're trying to do here is once we get the lead, we send them in here, is trigger a series of questions to basically spark a conversation and extract some information out of them. So for here, what we'll say, we'll add, say, next 30 days. So we'll use that as a temperature gauge to know if it's a really hot lead. We'll create another button here, and this button can say 1 to 3 months. And then this button here, let's say 3 to 6 months. So that way we have all of these established and set up on each one of those. So I'm going to work on, and you can see this kind of starts to branch off into these different journeys. So you've got to keep track of kind of where you're sending them through. Try not to get too deep with the conversation so you don't get lost yourself on where it goes. Ask the questions that are going to mean or deliver the most amount of value to you so that you can get quality information from them as a lead. So what we'll do is we'll go up to the one I previously created here, and I sent them into time frame to sell. And so I'm going to go here and basically set up the sequence for these. So next 30 days, I'm then going to send a message, right? And it's setting up this for us. And let's see. Okay, so this is the time frame to sell title. And then this is going to be our message that we're going to deliver to them. So if we kind of go back through this a little bit, if they click on selling, right, then it's going to open up selling time frame. So we're going to say, what is your time frame for hiring an agent to list your home? And then they click on this, next 30 days, right? If they click on next 30 days, then it goes over to time frame to sell. So we say, great to hear. We can also provide you with a home valuation report for your home, so you know exactly what you can sell your house for in today's market. So from here, we're starting to pivot the conversation, right? So that we got the lead in here, ask them a few questions, and then now we're asking them if we can provide them a home valuation report. So I'm going to go back to this real quick here, and I want all three of these to really just link back to the time frame to sell answer. So just to make it really easy for us, we're just giving them options here to click on it so we can also see kind of where their temperature gauge is. So we'll go down here and select existing step, and it'll show us the existing steps we want to take. So for each one of these, we're going to say time frame to sell. That's the previous step that we just set up. Okay. So if they click on any of those, right, it's going to send them then to time frame to sell and set that up. So I'm going to go back to my one that I was working on earlier, and I'm going to ask if they can please tell us. So I'm going to do a quick reply. Oh, that's right, I can't do a quick reply. Okay, let's do this. And so what I'll do here so what I'm going to ask them is, can you please tell us what the property address is? And so here, what I'm going to do, oh, sorry, it's not letting me click down there. And if you guys can see this, but we're going to click on user input. Okay, that's what we'll do. So I guess we'll erase that. And what we're gonna do here is go for user input. So we'll click user input, and then we'll ask, can you please tell us what the property address is? So when we do a user input, we can extract information from the profile, or we can ask them more information. So we can have them do multiple choice, number, email, phone, URL, some of those. We'll do text for now. And then what I'm going to ask for is the property address. So you can save a response to a custom field. So what we'll do is we'll say, let's see, I'm going to say home address. So we can create this as a custom field. Now, why we want to do this is so we can actually extract this information and send it through Zapier or something else to notify you. So we'll say home address. So from here, I'm going to say home address. So I'm going to create a custom field here. And this is a custom attribute. So we're going to save and store this information. So if they put the property address in here, we're going to save that. And then description, we'll just say home address that user gave us for home value request. And then we'll create that. So we'll choose home address here to save that. And then additional actions that we want to have here, we could notify the admin. So if you're the admin, right, of this page, then what we could do is just notify them by sending one email via Messenger, an email. So they'll send an email to you and send a notification to you in Facebook through Messenger to basically say, like, hey, we got this person's property address. What we can do also is then, I'll delete that action for now, is add a tag or trigger a zap. There's a few different ways that we can do that, but I'll show you guys in just a second here. But for now, we're just going to extract that information. So have that there. And then I'm going to go back and check on this. Let's see here. Oops. I was using this draft that I built earlier as basically my template. So go into time frame to sell. Okay. So once they enter that information, we'll then also add some text here. And I might add like an emoji, kind of like personalize it a little bit. Smile, so they know you're happy about it. You got their property address. And I'll say, thank you for that. So for, choose first name. You can see, right, Travis, thank you for that. We will send over the home valuation report soon. Here is the list of homes you requested. We're going to use a homes list ad to get them in here. So for this, then what we'll just do is have a button, and then we'll say, see the homes. Too much text there, so we'll just say see the homes. And we'll click open website. So then this is where we would put the URL. So for now I'm just gonna put, travistom.com. This is where I would have like the list of homes starting at 249 or whatever it might be. And so we'll just hit done. So then when they input the information, this says thank you, and then here's the list of homes. Right? So we've got that branch segmented out for sellers, right? We're trying to extract more information about that. So there's a various different ways that you can do that, right? We can ask them also for their email, right? But if you're using a Facebook lead ad, odds are that you've probably already extracted their email. So you might not need that, but you can ask for that. So let's go up to the top here. For now, I'm just going to delete this step to keep it simple for us. So we have hi first name in order for us to make sure we give you the best experience. Would you please answer a few quick questions? Are you planning on buying or selling a home in the near future? So we click on buying. We're sending them to what property type. So thank you. What type of property are you interested in buying? So we could say condo. And then we'll add this button here and say single family. And you could refine this more and say, foreclosures, looking, to fix and flip, whatever that might be, right? And just kind of add those. Just know the more answers that you add, the more that you're going to have to build out the rest of those to then loop back into delivering the list of homes or asking them a question. So what we could say is condo. So we'll send a message. And so it populates this message for us right here. And we'll say, answer condo. We can say, great, we have experience with helping buyers find condos. And then if we go back to first one here, right, buying, property type, condo, so then single family, send message, and that's going to create then this new send message one right here. And then we can say answer single family. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. You're just kind of creating these different questions with answers, and those answers link them to either more questions, right? So click on condo. Great, we have experience with helping buyers find condos. And so for this one, then we can say, would you mind if we sent you a list of condos that come up for sale in the future? And then for here, we could just say is yes, exclamation mark, and then send message. And then that would create this new one here. And then we would say, yes, send condo home list. So just keep track of what you're putting as the answer so you know exactly where that is, right? So then this is the answer to yes. So then we would say, great. And then we might add first name, and then let's say like a smiley face there. Great. We will get started on that for you soon. just to double check, is the email address below the best email to send that list of condos to? Click on the email to confirm. So what we're doing here is we're trying to ask for their email address, right, to confirm that. Now, with a Facebook lead ad, we already have their email address, so we're confirming again by pulling the profile out of there. Do you have to do this with a Facebook lead ad? You don't. But let's say you're just sending a traffic campaign to this, so you don't have their email, right? You're not pulling it from a Facebook lead ad. So what you would do here is use user input. And then, let's see, let's go ahead and take that confirmation thing out of there and say, click on the email to confirm that this is the best email for you. And so, user input, we would then choose their email. And so if they don't put in the right email, then it says, please enter a correct email address. So it kind of auto-populates that. And so what we can do here is say, home buyer. So we're creating a save response custom field, home buyer, email address. And so we'll say, home buyer, email address. So same thing, now that we have a saved response, right? This is going to save all that information inside of Facebook Messenger or here, and then we can trigger Zap, or we can then have it to notify, right, the admins, right? And you can have a secondary action or add another action to that to then trigger a Zap, right? They would then send that information using Zapier over to your email to say, hey, you've got this person that wants you to send a list of condos to them. Send it to yourself or to your assistant, whatever that might be. So this, there's a few different. The options are really endless of what you could do with this to qualify leads and extract more information out of them. So this is kind of like what we would call a scrubber, like a lead scrubber to some degree, right, of getting those prospects to send them through. So if we go through here and we just kind of double check on everything to make sure we've populated all our fields correctly. So if we have buying here, then it sends them to what property type? Property type, they click on condo or single family, and then it sends them over to, we don't have one for single family. So we'll just copy the same one here, and then we'll just choose let's change that from condos to say single family homes. A lot of this is going to be kind of repetitive, so you can copy and paste information, just change what the subject might be. So go ahead and hit yes. I'm going to select an existing step here because we already have a step set up for this, which is yes, send condo home list. And so I might actually change condo home list to say yes, send home list. Or condo / single family. So I can keep track of exactly which one is what. Then click on yes, and then sends them to this great first name. We will get started on that for you soon. Just to double check, is the email address below the best email to send that list of condos to? Click on the email to confirm that this is the best email for you. And then user replies with their email, extracts their email from their sort of profile. And then let's see from here. I'm going to go back and take this. Well, actually, what we can do here is add a text box here that then says, we'll add first name. Thank you for that. We will send over the home, let's say, thank you for that. We will send over the list of single family homes to you in the near future. Here's a list of homes that you requested. So from the original Facebook lead ad, right? So then we could just add that button and say, see the homes, and then click open website, and then you would just drop in the URL, right, of where you're going to send them. So this would be the list of homes that we promised in the Facebook lead ad originally, right, wherever that is. So what we can do is if you're kind of lost or where it might be, you can publish, and if it doesn't publish, it'll notify you where there's kind of a gap there, right? So let's hit preview. I'm going to open this up in Messenger. And so let's take a look here what we have. So, we're looking at this one right here. Ignore some of these ones up here. So, hi Travis, in order for us to make sure we give you the best experience, would you please answer a few quick questions? Are you planning on buying or selling in the near future? So I'm going to say selling. What is your time frame for hiring an agent to list your home? So I'm going to say the next 30 days. Great to hear. We can also provide you with a home valuation report for your home so you know exactly what you can sell your house for in today's market. And it says here, can you please tell us what the property address is? So I'm going to say, I'm going to choose a random address here, 1304 Lead Avenue Northwest, ALE. Okay, you'd think that I could spell my own city name, but apparently I can't. Okay, so type that in, drop that in. So that's a user input, right? It says, Travis, thank you for that. We will send over the home valuation report soon. Here's a list of homes you requested, right? So we set this up to then send a notification to me or send an email to me, or we can create the Zap for that, right? So, and then we're saying, here's a list of homes. So we can click on this, and then it's going to send us to, right, the list of homes, right, that we set up. So that can give you, right, all those different, branch trees that are working off there. If I go back up here and hit buying, let's see if it takes us back to that journey. Thank you. What type of property are you interested in? So I'm going to say single family. Great, we have experience with helping buyers find single-family homes. Would you mind if we sent you a list? Oh, it should say of single-family homes that come up for sale in the future. So there's a yes. Great, Travis. We will get started on that for you soon. Just to double check, is the email address below the best email to send that list of condos to, or single-family homes? Click on the email to confirm. So you can see it populated that information there. So, Travis just did something you wanted to know about. So then I can check that in live chat. So this is a notification to me as the admin, not as the user, right? This part here. So just send me a notification that I had someone input the property address. I can check it in live chat and jump into the conversation at that moment inside of Facebook Messenger and say, hey, thank you so much for probably editing your email. Just wanted to follow up with you, so if you have a hot lead at that moment. So Travis, thank you for that. We will send over the list of single-family homes to you in the near future. Here's a list of homes you requested. Same thing, click on that and sends the list of homes. So now that we have our bot somewhat created, and you guys can see how this can go, pretty in depth, right? This is just like scratching the surface here. But you can build these to be really sophisticated. So for now that we have this and we have it published, I'm going to go into growth tools on the left-hand side here. And for growth tools, I'm going to create a new growth tool. And I'm going to call this widget name Facebook lead ad to Messenger Scrubber. Okay, so now I'm going to choose Messenger reference URL right here. So I'm going to choose that because it's going to give me an actual URL dedicated to this bot. So I'm going to select a sequence. Oh no, we don't have a sequence there. Let's see, how did that work? Okay, did I save our sequence? Hold on a second here, guys. Let's see. Okay. It would appear that either I didn't save that or something happened here. Okay, well, looks like I skipped a step ahead there, guys. My apologies. So when you create that bot, and then in growth tools, what that is going to allow you to do, let's see if I can choose, oh, this one here, the scrubber. It doesn't have a sequence set up yet. So it'll give us then this reference URL here, right? So we can copy that to our clipboard. Oops. Copy the clipboard. And I'll follow up with you guys on getting that connected, but for some reason it looks like I made a mistake there. So I'll go back and so once you have in the growth tool that reference URL set up, then what you're going to do is go into, when you create your Facebook lead generation, and so just for an example, let's say we were using this, right? Homes in Springdale starting at 289, download the list of homes, or whatever you might be using for your Facebook lead ad. So you simply just go to the Facebook lead ad form, and then we would create new we would create the new Facebook lead ad form, and then at the very end, on the thank you, right, this is where we would provide that, that website link. So for here, what we would say is send to Messenger. You can send to Messenger or see the list of homes, right, whatever it might be. You might want to be a little bit transparent and say, tap the information to go to Messenger and see the list of homes. When they do that, then that's going to kick off, that's going to send it directly into Facebook Messenger and then kick off that conversation, right, that we built out, that chatbot. So you just take that reference URL for that specific Messenger bot, and then it's going to kick off that conversation. You can then, if you want, create things. There are integrations inside of ManyChat to establish, to send some of these notifications, right, that we set up for like their email address or they've requested whatever it might be, the home valuation report. So we would trigger when an update of a selected custom field, right, for your ManyChat. So let's save that, save and continue. And so the custom fields that we kind of build out here, right, is the home address, right, that we might have there. So you could set one zap up for a home address, another one for an email, and then when you set those up, then you can, okay, so we've got that set up there. Then we can send it to LionDesk or send you a text message to you, right, or an email that then says something along the lines of like, hey, this person has requested a home valuation, or this person has requested a list of condos to be sent to them. You know, go ahead and set that up. So we can choose, let's say, any kind of random number. This can be sent to us. So we would say user's first name and then their home address here, right? So we can say this person or this lead requested a home valuation report. Please send. And then we extract the person's name, right, their last name, and we might have their home address, right, anything else that we might capture from them. So that would be, you know, and we could have their email address, right, if we got that as well, and continue. So you can send that to, let's say, you know, any kind of CRM that you have, or send a message notification to through Gmail to you, whatever it might be, but just to notify yourself, right, and basically send that information. So there's different ways that you can set this up, but hopefully this gives you guys a better idea of how to set up a bot that scrubs the lead and then notifies you. And the goal with the scrubbing is to, one, try and qualify the lead to some degree, but also pivot to see if they can, if they're a set of lead, that you can turn them into a listing, right, by providing either a market report, a home valuation, whatever it might be. So hopefully you guys get a better idea of that. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. This is recorded. It will be put up into the Facebook ongoing ad hacks section in the Perfect Membership website. And excited to see if you guys create any bots, what they'll look like, and we'll be diving more and more into these kind of things for you. So excited to see what everyone can come up with.